of human flesh. I have here the International Encyclopedia from 1885. And in the entry for vampire, German Vampir, it says, the vampire, called also by the Servians Vukodlak and by the Wallachians Mironi, is according to the popular belief of the Slavonic, Romanic, and Greek population, a blood-sucking ghost. In the mythology of the ancient Greeks, beings of a similar nature existed. The Lamia, beautiful phantom women who by all sorts of voluptuous delusions allured youths to them in order to feast on their fresh, young, and pure blood and flesh. How charming. Some people even believe that I'm part snake. That's actually my dear kin Lilith. As you've seen on the show, she actually prefers her snake form these days much more than her humanoid one. That's a story for a different day, though. But the fact is, I predate those stories, and most of them aren't quite true. The bit about me being the first vampire is, I have been around for literal millennia, and it's amazing to see how much things have changed. My kind were once the scary stories you told your children in the night. We were misunderstood and misrepresented, persecuted and executed. We were responsible for everything that went bump in the night, and we lived in hiding. Personally, I've never been one to hide what I am. I mostly kept to myself and my castles or villas or bunkers. However, I did encourage my descendants to keep humans at a distance. Humans were food, not friend. But strangely, in recent decades, thanks to pop culture, a vampire culture began to rise worldwide. Humans actually wanted to give up their mortal lives to become one of us. Humans actually started pretending to be us. And now, we can mostly live in the world without some zealot trying to shove a stake through our chest. The worst that usually happens when a vampire is discovered is they get groupies. So now, most of you realize that we monsters aren't always the bad guys and gals in the end. In fact, some of us were never the bad ones to begin with. Sure, I've killed humans and monsters alike. I've slayed many a zombie. But not in recent years, and certainly not before I was what I am today. It's true that Hera cursed me to be what I am, not through a fault of my own, but out of her own twisted sense of revenge, driven by such a baser emotion, jealousy. I don't like to talk much about those days, if you can't tell, because the darkness that I lived with when I was turned into a so-called monster was more internal than anything else. Yet here I am, what feels like eons later, and Hera, well, she may live on in some of your hearts and devotionals, but you're not going to be seeing her in the flesh anytime soon. To me, that is sweeter than any blood feast could ever be. And on that cheerful note, I will end the show. I know things are pretty different right now at the moment, but hopefully you enjoyed it just the same. I do want you to come back and join me again next time. Until I see you then, stay bloody.